Hi all, it's Paul. Thanks for joining me, and we're going to look at no junk food. Why do we eat junk food? Junk food is usually quick, convenient food. You can buy it straight away, open a packet, boom, there you go. Nice and easy. You don't have to prepare anything. It's sweet in general. There's many examples of junk food. Fast food burgers, fries, sugary snacks, sodas, soft drinks, chocolate bars, processed snacks, chips, cookies, the list goes on and on. Typically, they are high in calories but low in nutrient value. Junk food refers to highly processed, calorie dense, and typically lack significant nutrients. They're often high in salt, sugar, unhealthy fats and additives, while below in essential nutrients, vitamins, minerals, fibre, protein, the good essential stuff. Junk food can be categorised by its high levels of the fats, sugar, salts that are all prevalent in the modern diet. The convenience, affordability, the addictive flavour profiles of these foods, they all contribute to the widespread consumption. However, we know excessive intake of junk food poses significant risks, and long term it has been linked to obesity, diabetes, heart disease, blood pressure. There's a huge list. Let's just have a look at a few of them. We start with obesity, which is one of the most well documented consequences of consuming junk food. The increased risk of obesity is getting larger and larger every year, and there's more and more younger people becoming obese than there ever was before. And a lot of that has to do with the availability, the cheap cost, and the advertising that goes behind pushing these products. And a lot of people are not aware how bad for their health a lot of these foods actually are, because a lot of these foods have hidden fats, hidden salts, and full of additives. How do you think things can stay on a shelf for 4 to 6 weeks, even longer? Because they're full of additives. Cardiovascular disease is linked to junk food consumption, and hypertension, coronary artery disease, and it can lead to a stroke. The excessive intake of unhealthy fats, particularly the trans fats, saturated fats found in the fried and processed foods, they raise cholesterol levels and they contribute to developments in cardiovascular disease. And then we have diabetes. Everyone's heard of diabetes. It is on the rise really quick, and a lot of younger people are getting diabetes, and that is all linked to sugar. Sugar can be the root of all evil when it comes to a lot of this junk food. A lot of people don't realise how much sugar is in it, and a lot of the sugars are hidden, especially in drinks, because obviously you're drinking it, you can't see the sugar. The high sugar content in many of the junk food items, especially the beverages, can lead to insulin resistance and impaired glucose metabolism. Over time, this will increase to diabetes, type 2 diabetes, and that can also lead to a lot of bowel problems, irritable bowel syndrome, and digestive problems. So let's have a quick look at sugar, because sugar is in nearly all the junk food. Sugar is one of the worst foods we can consume. It's really since the end of the World War II that the Western diet has changed and it's become really sugar heavy. And that has led to obesity and diabetes increase throughout the world. Sugary food and drinks, they're high in calories and they're very low in nutrients. When you consume more calories than your body needs, the excess calories are stored as fat, and that will lead to your weight gain. Sugar will of course spike your glucose, your blood sugar, and you need to try and keep your blood sugar level throughout the day. When you consume sugar, particularly in the form of refined carbohydrates like white bread, pasta, sugary snacks, your blood sugar levels will spike. This triggers the release of insulin, and that's a hormone which helps move the sugar through your bloodstream to give energy from your cells to your muscles. Over time, repeated spikes in the blood sugar can lead to insulin resistance, where your cells become less responsive to insulin signals, and this eventually progresses to type 2 diabetes. Sugar will affect your blood, your liver, your kidneys, your brain function, basically your whole body. Inflammation. Once you give up sugar, your body, the inflammation will go and all your joints will become more limber. You'll have less brain fog, your brain will become much clearer, you'll have much more control over your thinking. And then there's the huge risk of cancer. While the relationship between sugar intake and cancer risk is still complex and is still not fully understood, research does suggest that high sugar consumption really is associated with the risk of cancer, and cancer feeds off sugar. Sugar can lead to the inflammation, and that's the insulin resistance within your cells, and that can promote the growth of the cancer cells. Sugar has a big effect on your skin. It's high glycemic foods, and they spike your insulin levels, leading to an increased production of sebum, and that's an oil in the skin which can contribute to acne. Additionally, there's the process of glycation, where the sugar molecules attach to proteins in the skin, and that can accelerate aging and wrinkles and saggy skin. Sugar can have a big effect on your mental health and your energy levels. Your mental health, you can have mood swings, risk of depression, cognitive decline. That can all be linked to fluctuations with sugar and your blood sugar levels. So besides the sugar, we have to look at the fats. Junk food is like fried food, baked goods, processed snacks. They contain trans fats, which are industrial processed fats that increase levels of LDL, which is your bad cholesterol. And they decrease levels of HDL, which is the good cholesterol in the blood. And this can raise the risk of heart disease. And then most junk food has saturated fats, and they try and trick you because junk food is made highly palatable. Junk food is engineered to taste good. The combination of sugars, fat, salt, flavor enhancers, they stimulate the pleasure centers of the brain, and this can lead to addictive eating patterns where individuals crave and consume junk foods in excess, and that's despite they know that the negative consequences for their health. Now, a lot of people are addicted to sugar, and they reckon sugar is as addictive as cocaine. Other people will say that sugar is not addictive, it's just the way you think about it. There is a way of thinking that you can break any habit with subconscious control. But most doctors would tell you that sugar is addictive. Long term, for your health, you need to cut down on the junk food or cut it out altogether and go with healthy, fresh eating. The best way to look at food, if it comes from the ground and it's a whole food, or it comes from Mother Earth and it's whole food, it doesn't come out of a packet, well, it's good to eat. If it comes out of a wrapper, a packet, anything like that, you know it's been processed, something has been done to it, something has been worked on with that food in advance, and most times something has been added to that food so it has shelf life. So it can be made to a standard and sold to you at that standard. But they have to add stuff to that food to do that. And as soon as you add something to the food, you're altering its chemistry. When you start eating healthy and eating fresh and eating clean, your health is going to improve and your brain chemistry is going to improve, your energy levels are going to improve, and your overall well-being will improve. Our bodies were not designed to eat the junk food and the sugar. They've only been created in the last few decades, but they've taken over so much. Everywhere you go, every shop, every garage, there is fast food everywhere. You cannot go somewhere without getting fast food. So trying to eat healthy is not made as easy as one would believe. And then there's comfort eating. When people get depressed or have problems, a lot of the time they will eat and they will keep eating, and that can lead to more problems. It can be easier than you think to stay off the junk food. It's the cravings that get us, especially in the first few weeks. Overcoming the cravings for the sweet foods can be challenging, but with some strategic lifestyle adjustments, it's possible to reduce and manage those cravings. And here are just a few tips. Eat regularly, ensure you're eating balanced meals and sufficient protein, healthy fats and fibre. This stabilises your blood sugar levels and reduces the likelihood of experiencing cravings. Stay hydrated, that's a really big one. Sometimes thirst can be mistaken for hunger or cravings. If you drink plenty throughout the day, then you are not going to be as hungry and have those cravings. And when you go for the whole foods, unprocessed, like fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, these provide natural sweetness, but they have fibre, and it's the fibre that will make you feel fuller and more satisfied. But balanced meals are a must. They have to include carbohydrates, your proteins, your healthy fats, with very low levels of sugar or cut out sugar altogether. If you are going to have a snack, try some fresh fruit, try some nuts, and try and cut out any of the sweets or the chocolate or the crisps. Getting enough sleep, that's a big one for your hunger. When you sleep at night, do not eat before you go to bed. Give yourself at least 2 or 3 hours of not eating before you sleep at night time. When you get the cravings, just say to yourself, do I really need this? Give yourself, say, okay, I'm going to use a quick 10-minute rule, and that is, if you get a craving to eat something, say, no, I'm going to wait 10 minutes, and you go and do something else, and usually within that 10 minutes your mind has changed and you've gone on to something else. So give that a go. It's called the 10-minute rule. But in general, eating is a lifestyle. It's the way you live your life. If you want to eat healthier, you want to be healthier, it's a lifestyle change. You have to not purchase those junk food items, and you just don't have them in the house. If they're in the house, you can eat them. If they're not there and you get the cravings, well, they're not there and you can't eat them. Try and eat fibre. Fibre will fill you up. Fibre will make you not have cravings, not be near as hungry. It'll increase your gut health, your bowel movements, your digestion will be much better. That will help your mood regulation. A lot of your body's mood and everything starts in the stomach. Most people think it's all in the brain, but a lot of it starts in the stomach. And if you cut out the junk food and the sugar, your body will start to burn fat rather than looking for sugar, and you will be able to lose weight. But that takes the lifestyle change. It takes dedication, and it's not easy to give up these things. Just say, oh, I'm going to give it up. You will have bad days where you'll eat something, but don't put yourself down. Say, okay, that was a mishap. You start the next day again. You say, okay, I'm giving up, and off you go. Start with your fresh food, healthy food. I myself am doing a challenge which is 100 days of no sugar and no carbs. I'm on day 55 at the moment, and I've had challenges. I've had days where I've really wanted to eat sugar, but I haven't. And I have had extra water, lots of water. If I get those cravings, I just drink water. There's 1 or 2 nights I've actually gone to bed earlier rather than sitting up thinking about it. And sometimes you might just have to do that. Do a bit of exercise, read a book, have a drink of water, do something rather than eating and having that craving to eat. But eating junk food and sweet food late at night, that's certainly one of the worst things you can do. Because you're going to bed with high blood sugar, you want to be going to bed with low blood sugar. I've noticed huge benefits myself, being off the sugar for the last 50 odd days. My body feels much fresher, my skin is a lot better, my energy levels are much better, my brain is much clearer. Like, the benefits are huge. Yes, there's hard days and I still struggle the odd day, but I'm not saying it's easy, it is hard, but when you really put your mind to it, you can do it. I have put in the description down below a list of snacks that you can use instead of junk food, as I call it. There's loads of different things: carrots, frozen grapes, fresh popcorn, not the cheesy popcorn, just fresh popcorn is good. You can make fresh crisps, dehydrated crisps. Of course, roasted nuts and berries are great. But it's really finding foods that you like and you're comfortable eating and you can continue eating, because it's coming up with a meal plan that suits you and something that you can swap away from the junk food to. Something that's going to last. Don't be afraid to try new flavors, new spices, new herbs, just new elements to the food that you eat. You can add a lot of variety and that can make the change much, much easier. At the end of the day, you are what you eat. And that's just the way it is. You eat healthy, you're going to be healthy. You eat junk food, you're going to feel like junk. So please make some healthy choices in your life, but you have to make them yourself because you're the one who has to stick to them. So thank you. Please like and subscribe.